ఉంటాయండి వడపప్పు పానకం ఉంచేస్తాను
లాస్ట్ నుంచి ఇవంతా పెట్టే మనం స్నాక్స్
ఇట్లా పెట్టి
రసమలై సో ఈ రసమలై ఓపెన్ చేద్దాం మరి
కూడా ఉంది యాక్చువల్గా
You're always hot. Adi, guys, come inside. Anshu, call everyone next to this. Any time. Adi, come here. Go stand and stand. మమ్మీ కూర్చుంటుంది అందరు చేస్తారు
కావాలంటే తీసుకుంటాను బనానాకు పెట్టేస్తే పక్కన
తినేస్తాం
పర్లేదంటే
అది
ఇది ఎందుకు రైట్ కాదు
పూజ అవగానే బాలాజీ ఇదిగో అంటారు తీసుకొని ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిపోతారు
ఏ పాట చెప్పవా ఏం పాట పాడుతున్నావు చెప్పు గుడ్ బాయ్
अच्छा हम लोग को एक ही दिख रहा है जय श्री राम
जय जय श्री राम
What happened? Hey guys. Today Mohan uncle is missing. Otherwise he will ask.
Bell. ప్లేట్ కావాలా
I don't know.
అలా పెట్టి
అది నేను ఇక్కడ వాడలే నెక్స్ట్ ఉండి పెట్టుకున్నా పెట్టండి ఇప్పుడు మీరు you all can
Okay, wait.
we'll do one more arati after this.
Vishruta.
నేను ఇప్పుడు వెళ్ళి heater తెస్తాను.
One at a time. We have enough time. Okay.
జై శ్రీరామ్.
Jai Shri Ram.
కీ నిన్నత్రిదా
అక్కడ వెళ్ళాలంటే నాకు ఇచ్చేసి నేను తీసుకున్నాను.
Garima also went up. Only one? Anyone left?
No.
ಯಾವ ಬುಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ये भी है
ಸ್ಮೋಕ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಸೊ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ
Practice అయిపోయిందా? No, we have to do one more time. I want to no.
Okay, one at a time.
गौरव दोनों लाओ
हल्ले आप बोले
मलाई ऑलरेडी
आराम रहेगा बस आएगा वो 8:15. But this stick is, huh? What is it? Only the black color, the smoke might be there. But किसने बुलाया? आ गया.
Did you find it, Janki? Is it the gray?
Where are you?
Garima, can you keep bindi for him? My jacket.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You made rasmalai, you canned rasgulla and you squeeze the juice and you put in the boiling water, right?
Not boiling no, I'm making it for like hours. For an hour.
Milk. You boil thick.
To make it thick and like I added little condensed milk.
Condensed milk.
And then like kesar. No, not sugar. Condensed milk. Kesar. Kesar I added and then I added badam. Kesar means saffron. And then like badam. I made it. You can crush it or you can just add. I would mozzarella pencil and crush it.
I'll put it. Pressure नहीं रहता राइस पर रखा
मैं भी गरम करके बट अभी तो स्नैक्स खा रहे हैं ना.
टाइम है रे.
చట్నీ చెప్పలేదు నువ్వు నాకు చెప్పలేదు అయిపోయింది నుంచి అక్కడ
उधर 4 का 5 है no टेंपरेचर ये टेंपरेचर डिफरेंट और मोर नाउ इट इज माइनस
You got milk for me?
మీరు ఎక్కడ పడేస్తుందమ్మా చెప్పండి
అది కరెక్ట్
ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ ఉంటుంది కదా కొన్ని అది చేయలేదు నేను పడేస్తాను కదా కొనియడం చేయలేదు అంజు జాగ్రత్త వేసుకోవా
And you after 5 I have to be here. Yeah. Finish after I take shower.
You're going out or here?
Aren't you
Body
worried?
weight.
I'm taking
Body weight.
I'm taking, I don't know.
You're going somewhere?
Anyone interested in karate self-defense classes?
I will learn and tell
The problem is
all
time.
the step main thing
Next time చూపిస్తున్నారా ఏంటి డ్రైవింగ్ టైం
అమ్మో మనకే అవుతుంది వాళ్ళకి కాదు
He's okay. I don't know Krishna. Mohan. Garima, don't make any chapatis. I got it. I'm not making it. No, not because I got it. Even if it is not there. This is chapati. So you got Indian fresh chapati? No, Indico.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What did you say?
I said stop.
That you will spill this water. First finish it or keep it there. Go. See, he's gonna share. See, Sai is a very good boy. Sai, do you want to share your samosa? Yeah.
Someone gone. मैंने गराज का डोर क्लोज कर दिया.
बढ़िया? कोई नहीं है. No, आएगा उसको कॉल करेगा. वहाँ को चला.
Huh? What? I didn't even go inside the house. It was too cold. I totally forgot.
That's just enough. That's how you do that.
You want me to go again? Is that so badly needed? दूसरा वहाँ पे गैराज में डब्बा से
यहीं ले आओ ना.
हाँ. Thought you were hurt. चल रहा है. शुरू हो गया.
वो चल रहा था बालाजी. वो ऊपर ट्रिप हो गया था. मैंने बिजली को लगा दी थी इकट्ठे.
इसका होना वही है.
मैंने आइडिया से मेरे पास एक पड़ा हुआ है.
नहीं
अभी मैं इसकी स्टोरी बता रहा हूँ ना आपको कितना पुराना है ये आई डिडंट इवन नो फॉर व्हाट आई बॉट it like huh?
But you knew you have it.
No, once you showed the picture I knew I have it. Bought it like what 6-7 years ago.
ये order नहीं किया नम्मा. You want me to go get the book? तो इतनी.
Actually first time now I know what's the purpose of this. वो प्रोपेन का टैंक आता है इतना सा कैंपिंग के लिए ये तो नहीं कैरी कर सकते ना और बालाजी क्या करना है इसको
ऑन करना है मुझे
जैसा हो रहा है स्पार्क आ रहा है आगे आया यहाँ पे
गैस नहीं है बालाजी बाहर सिलेंडर क्लोज हाँ गैस तो है उसमें बालाजी है इसमें I think it takes time for it to fill because अभी मैंने इसने यहाँ से खोल दिया ना तो it was like स्मेल आई गैस की गैस की स्मेल
क्या कर रहे हैं इनका डांस करवा दे एक बार तो दैट लाइक फ्री हो जाए खाना वाना खा ले इनका डांस करवा दे बॉडी हीट सारे ये कौन सा
आ रहा है ये बड़ी है ना
अच्छा ओके अच्छा अभी ऑर्डर किया आज ही ऑर्डर किया था
क्या आया वो मैं घर के सामने से आया
मैं वही सोच
गैस तो इसमें नहीं है
घर में क्या जरूरत पड़ती है पर चाहिए होना चाहिए अगर लाइट चली जाए ऐसे में तो कचूपर बन जाएगा हाँ
करो ट्राई करो
कोई आया बोलूं
should go back बच्चों के पीछे कर दो जला लो
गराज खोल रहे
हाँ खोलो
वेरी मच कुछ सेफ्टी वॉल लगा वाला जितने मैंगो वगैरह है खाली ऑन किया देगा
Samsung gas.
Camping
heater.
Chanika? She can say no. And who's the princess? Chanika? Oh, who's the am I the servant? Okay,
only thing I can read is operation.
queen, soldiers, and then princess. Hey, where's our castle? This that's our castle. Who's the servant? There's no servant.
करो इससे
Oh wait, he's okay.
ओपन हो गया नहीं जब मैंने यहाँ से निकाला था क्या तो उसकी स्मेल आ रही है गैस की
नहीं मैंने बाहर निकाला तब भी आई
Let me show you our
बालाजी मैक्स तक ले जाओ अभी
Yellow, pink.
प्राइमिंग का टाइम
Anshu, no reverse చేసుకొని ఒక మనకి ప్యాంట్ ని పాడనే మన సాంగ్ ఎవ్రీవన్ విల్ సింగ్ ఫస్ట్ పైకి వెళ్ళి బెడ్రూమ్ లో అయిపోయి
बट वो कैंपिंग के लिए ही है छोटे से टैंक में हो गया नहीं फिर भी है ये तो 4 होंगे तो भी नहीं एक ही चले एटलीस्ट ये तो है शिवा ये साइड में रखते हैं we need to sit on it
इधर रखने का पूरा गरम है इधर रखने
अंदर रखते बाहर आ जाते
डोर का बस बहुत केयरफुल ना हॉट
भाई this will heat up quicker this is heating up quickly बच्चों का डर लगता है बच्चों का डर है ऐसी चीजों से बच्चों का डर लगता है
नहीं बोलना है you have something here वरना तो
and this will heat up quicker there are so many safety features will heat up will shut down
बस इसको जरा पीछे करना है यार ठीक है
आणि आणि
but someone has to be there someone person has to be
you know ये ठीक है
हाँ it's okay I'm saying someone has to be here टेबल वाला
अंदर चल के बैठ
एक सुना है ना बालाजी
हाँ वो वाला
छोटा वर्जन आता है those are much better
इसका वो आउटडोर है
till the time you if you are able to this is also outdoor
खड़े खड़े
हाँ केवल कैंपिंग के लिए ही but this is technically outdoor not
हाँ चलो 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 गुड जॉब
I'll trash it come
एक बार फुल मेरे साथ तो फोटो ले लो गौरव एक बार खड़ा हो गौरव एक ये फोटो ले लो जरा
मैं आरव को दे आऊँ
हाँ आरव
कृष्णा खाना हो गया ना कैन यू सिट हियर
गौरव हो गया है आरव आने वाला हो क्लास में आनी आनी कम है
यार कैमरा मैं क्या ऑन कर सकता हूँ
This is for the kids, right?
हाँ जस्ट फॉर किड्स
आनी
आनी चलो बेटा
आ जाओ
नीचे कर ले साड़ी में छुप जाएगा
अरे नीचे करना
maybe it went too close to something and there was some safety feature दो मिनट यार ऐसा नीचे कर लो ना और पास आ जाओ थोड़ा सा
यहाँ आ जाओ
Ani, can you stop moving please कृष्णा एक फोटो
नीचे पकड़ो नीचे
One.
I'm become the
स्माइल देखो देखो एक बार
फिर सब ठीक है भाई अभी वो काम वाला काम करते पहले
हाँ ठीक है बढ़िया हाँ दिस वन नो बट क्या बात
मैच बॉक्स
अरे ये फिर बंद हो गया क्या
गैस लगाइए
You guys are moving. We're playing burritos.
ओके हियर स्माइल
एक बार ट्राई करेगा
खाने से पहले
लाइक समवन
You know what? Naya should be in the middle. And Naya should be in the middle.
Janki, I can feel that. Otherwise, you are the last person to take the plate and keep taking the party.
ओके स्माइल
No, not good.
इसको हल्का सा भी इधर किया तो बंद हो जाता है हाँ वही हो रहा है सेफ्टी नीचे से आ रहा है यहाँ से आ रहा है
बना दिया
कड़ी का सोच रहा था
Hey kids, don't come here play this one, okay? This is flame, right?
Why?
This is not electric, this is chemical. So the flame will be there, okay? Don't come near to it, okay? Why వేడి కావాలి కదా కాలిపోయి సలబడిపోతుంది కదా. Yeah, cold outside and inside.
దీన్ని అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్ ఎట్లా
అసలు ఇలా ముట్టుకుంటే ఆగిపోతుంది అందుకో ఎవరిని వెళ్ళొద్దు వెనకాల కొంచెం కష్టంగా ఉంటుంది
ఏదో ఒకటి
లేదా వేడి తెప్పిస్తుంది కదా సరిపోతుంది దాన్ని జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాలి కదా మన్మ కదా అది గరిటు గరిటు ఎఫిషియెంట్ గా ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే క్లిక్ అయిపోతూ ఉంటుంది అదే చీప్ అవుతుందో మెయింటెనెన్స్ కష్టం కదా కాబట్టి మధ్యలో ఎక్కడ ఎక్కువ చదువుతుంది ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే వెంటనే అయిపోతుంది టచ్ చేయకూడదు అమ్మ ఫ్లేమ్ అమ్మ అది రియల్ ఫ్లేమ్ ఫైర్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ఫైర్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఫ్లవర్ ఫ్లై రియల్ ఫైర్ అది
Oh, but I really want it for Let's get an Aussie burrito. We're trying to go.
పెట్టేసి పూజని అన్నసైడ్ అన్నదానం
अपने इसी कटोरी में वो थोड़ा सा
ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటో అర్థం సెన్సర్ పెట్టారు
What water?
వాటర్ లీక్
The connection?
Connection is fine. I took out the fridge. There is no leak inside. Water is leaking inside the fridge and dripping out.
Then shut off the water connection to the fridge.
I cleaned out everything. Morning water is not coming. I thought some problem with the filter or something. I took out the filter, still not working. I opened, took out the fridge. Back side also nothing leaking. Still water is not coming, so I went to cancel. By the time I came back, it's all water leaking and then went to pantry. So I cleaned everything and then saw water is working.
We eat and do all like stuff.
Can we?
In the movie theater.
The movie theater will be cold. No, it's very cold. It's very cold. It's very cold. Colder than this. Trust me. You can see, but I'm telling you, on TV you can watch. I don't know what is the issue.
It is work now. Water is also working.
Something in the fridge.
Something got clogged or something. I don't know.
Icing are very common.
Because it is clogging, all of a sudden water is not coming.
When you see it, when you do some frogs like deep frogs or something, then
Morning, water is not getting rain. I was checking in the fridge all the maybe it got warm and then water.
when you shut it off, shut off the fridge or not?
Fridge?
You can shut off the water. No, you can, but it's not coming from water source. From within the fridge. Inside the fridge.
Now water is
Now
out.
it's not gone.
It's gone,
So
maybe.
likely what he is saying, icing. But those, I don't know if wires or gobi, those, there are.
I already
So
water.
usually what they say, in all bathrooms,
I already have.
dishwasher. And
I recently have dishwasher leak, sink leak. After that I put everywhere. Leak sensor.
it will just,
Whenever you have water, it will send it to your phone.
actually under all the sink, under the sink
I
also.
did all. I have 8 commode.
अंदर ना उसके साइड में डाल
The back or side.
जहाँ पे वो होश जाता है वहाँ पे रख दो.
So even when you put on the side, right? Sometimes water may this side may be down, water may go that side. So you need to check and
Figure out where the level. And then under each sink, whether it's kitchen sink or washroom sink.
every sink. Actually, I have to buy more.
Okay.
I got only 4 or 5 only.
Then where you have dishwasher, right? But ये continuous चल रहा है ना ये point है इसका.
Are you ready to dance?
Go to washroom and
I'll teach you. Okay? Go like this.
No, the good thing is they all communicate like parallel. If one goes up, someone will give you a signal and they'll tell you which one is going on. Because by themselves they might not have audio. They will have
water I got that has audio and sense of tone.
Videos.
under the dishwasher also.
Under the dishwasher also. Today I have
And all of these are Wi-Fi connected.
this is the fridge.
have the sensor here. Water leak and went that side and went to pantry.
రోజు బ్యాటరీ మార్చుకోవాలి.
Slowly it is ready to go.
ఏమన్నా అన్నీ కదా అడిగారు. అదే వాస్ టు పుట్ ఆన్ హిస్ బెడ్ అండర్ ద బెడ్. అమ్మ ఆగదేం కదా 25 సార్లు కంటిన్యూస్లీ రింగే స్లోలీ అదే రేడియేట్ అయిపోతుంది. సారు రోడ్లు
Who will have that one? No one will have.
The cylinder wouldn't reach. I thought okay, it would be extension of the cylinder. And then I like, okay, these connections don't match. I knew that I had it.
All of them in this big house, if you know, you have it. Very difficult to buy. Buying it.
Let me find it.
స్పీకర్ లేక ఇది
स्टैंड तो नहीं चाहिए ना, स्टैंड नहीं चाहिए. वो हीटर हेल्प हो रहा है. हाँ, क्योंकि बैटरी रिचार्जेबल है. आई डिड नॉट नो. तो मेरे को लगा पहली बार आई है चार्ज होके आई है. केयरफुल है. फ्लेम. कृष्णा कहाँ है भाई? लगना चाहिए किसी को. Someone has to watch. No, one person has to be here. It's a manned station.
కూర్చోండి ఇట్లా లాక్కోండి అది లాక్కోండి
Then come back. Wait, I've got a question. At the end, are you gonna turn it on? Yeah, and don't forget.
He just delivered it now. When he was sitting here, he delivered it. And already it came a little late. Because it came in the morning, it came in the evening. Amazon. He's indoor here.
Can you wait a minute? Can you wait for 5 minutes? I almost died.
एक तो कोई लेके गया, I don't know कौन.
आशी को खाना देने के लिए.
Just hold like a finger on this when you're waiting.
Side, please. Side, please. Side.
బ్యాక్ బెంచర్స్ కనిపించారు.
Keep it
No one goes there, okay?
How about this flash? No one goes to
Wait, I'll let you know.
That one produces more.
Adi.
You'll go
Guys,
at back and hand it over to Sriya. Not right now, I'll let you know, okay? No, don't remove them. Hi, everything is ready.
खाना खाना और हीट जाओ
But
नहीं स्पीकर
It's okay. You're slipping off, I know.
वॉल्यूम सेट किया ना
Safe propane radiant heater.
करके देख लो भाई.
Nothing's on.
अभी ऊपर okay, don't
And give a
start
good
yet.
smile, okay? Don't feel like you are giving 10th ka board exam.
Song name is nothing. Dance में रेस कौन कैमरा
Yeah, you focus on your steps and music.
क्या सब्जेक्ट
I know the song. Telling not to look at it. Literally so all over the class.
Okay. Ani,
पर ऑफ करके
कौन ले रहा है वीडियो कौन ले रहा है आप ले रहे हो
और दो तीन
No, lie down. Sit down.
दो तीन लोग और
Sit up. See, it will come in video.
किरण फोटोज इस्ताव फोटोज
ऊपर वीडियो दी
सुम्मा कोड इस्ताव
యాంగిల్ కి వెళ్ళి సుమా కూడా
ఎవరెవరు
అక్కడ తీస్తున్నాం
Move behind.
నోట్ కి వీడియో యూట్యూబ్ లో కావాలంటే హారిజాంటల్ తీసాడు
ఇలాగా
అలాగే హారిజాంటల్
ఇలాగా తీసుకురా
ఎప్పుడు ఇలా ఉన్నట్టు
ఓకే ఎవ్రీవన్
నెక్స్ట్ ఏమైతే
ప్లీజ్
ఫోన్ వస్తుంది అందుకు
It's okay. Yeah. I'll tell you. Don't have to run. You just have to go from the back.
You can just keep it here. Oh, he's doing it.
No. Acha, Moksha, Sriha, he is doing that. ठीक है. So you guys continue with that.
उधर ही करेगा
नहीं, okay, रहने दो. ठीक है. It's okay. He'll come and like hand over that flash to you over from the back. Okay.
I know.
Okay, makeup वाली आंटी.
Okay, done.
गम बोलना गम
हाँ, okay.
అయితే
Okay, move. Okay, ladies, girls, take position.
ये light
एक मिनट.
Right on, light on.
राइट का बहुत शेड आता है शेड आता है
विथ लाइट्स विदाउट लाइट्स शेड्स
Dude, sit.
नहीं शेड आएगा
अभी sit.
वन ट्राई वंस चेक करेगा
2 बार करवाएंगे.
1 मिनट का
एक one step हल्का सा
मम्मी का टेंशन
हाँ, okay.
Okay.
3 4
Okay.
Hey, that is very much.
Shit.
Okay, boy. Please, fine.
Shoot. Hey, it's okay. 3, 2, 1.
आपकी परछाई आपका साथ छोड़ सकती है पर आपकी जान की नहीं।
हो जन्म की खोज बताए राम से चल के राम पे आए प्रेम कोई और न जाने राम से रूठे राम से माने राम से आकी दशरथ के नंदन राम ललाट पे शोभित चंदन रघुपति की जय बोले लक्ष्मण राम सिया का हो अभिनंदन अंजन पुत्र पड़े चरण में राम सिया जपते तन मन में मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी ग्रहु सुदशरथ अजुर बिहारी राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय
Performance, one more time.
और एक बार लाइट
Smiling. Smile. Don't be pressure.
Go wider. And guys, leave some space for her, okay? If you want me to do it, let me know. I can do it.
And more
And Moksha, don't look at mummy.
Wait, I'm looking at the camera.
No. Okay, look straight.
Look
If
straight
you're
and
looking at
smile.
camera, don't look at
लाइट बजी से
because you are looking all the way that side. Look front.
आवाज कम ज्यादा करेंगे
आवाज थोड़ा फट रहा था इसलिए मैंने कम किया था.
ठीक है
थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे just
हाँ थोड़ा
Okay, turn. And everyone with a smile, big smile this time. Big smile.
If you mess up, just continue. Don't smile and laugh. बैठ जाओ. बैठ जाओ.
मले स्टिकर आपको पड़ता है
Okay, ready?
With a smile, big smile this time.
Makeup man.
मैकअप मैन सर गेट ले
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
आपकी परछाई आपका साथ छोड़ सकती है पर आपकी जान की नहीं।
हो जन्म जन्म की खोज बताए राम से चल के राम पे आए प्रेम कोई आए और न जाने राम से रूठे राम से माने राम सिया की करुण कहानी एक है चंदन एक है पानी राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय कौशल्या दशरथ के नंदन राम ललाट पे शोभित चंदन रघुपति की जय बोले लक्ष्मण राम सिया का हो अभिनंदन अंजन पुत्र पड़े चरण में राम सिया तन मन में मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी ग्रहु सुरसुरत अजुर बिहारी राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय
Good job, guys.
Hold it, hold the flag. Hold the flag.
Come closer.
Hold the flag.
Come closer. Hold the flag.
No, no.
The flag is the flag.
They are doing one. Put it together. Take a picture.
Oh, okay.
Straight करो.
Just like that.
Okay, Balaji. Ready? अभी आप free हो. इसका अभी will sing a song. Oh, अभी
Yeah. Okay.
यहाँ पे continuous you have to do a rotation. You want to sit? But this is nice.
Acha, can you do
छोटा
that
pack
pose,
बड़ा
bending pose? Also say, हाँ, okay, हाँ, pose. Good job.
ऐसा तो कुछ भी वीडियो भाई
Right hand has to put right hand has to put left hand has to hold the toe and right hand has to pull back.
Turn this up.
So you,
once on gas. You know gas. No, gas explodes. Go move it completely.
now do it. Now do it. And first bend, help us bend. Very good. Look up.
You are lucky that I can't breathe.
One more time. Moksha. Don't bend too much. Don't bend. Yeah.
We got dialogue there.
Yes, sir. Keep it.
Came
Yeah.
in an exam. What are you talking about?
Just a second. Okay. 1 second. Okay. You ready? Keep doing that.
Moksha, you're not bending.
Moksha.
Campaign के लिए
Take a foot. Quick. So what happened? Chalo. Good job.
You want the job?
Performance is done for you.
Next one.
Anyone doing anything else?
You want my car?
ठीक है सर. चलो.
Next session.
हाँ next song.
बालाजी माइक का रखा ये रहा माइक आ जाता ओह
No performance of yours.
व्हाट चलो दिस इज फॉर लाइव आनी आई फॉरगॉट टू ब्रिंग इट
क्या कुछ कर रहे हैं? मैं लोग कुछ कर
बालाजी अभी परफॉर्मेंस सर
यहाँ पे
मीन्स हमारा ये डांस मास्टर को कैसे किया काम का नहीं है
जय श्री राम
हमारे डांस मास्टर भी बहुत
जय श्री राम जय श्री राम What happened? गौरव के पास ready?
Okay, अभी
$25. Come here.
come sit here.
Adi,
You want to sing something else?
We prepared the same song.
Which one?
Ramata.
You also prepared.
You also prepared it. Nice.
Good job. Good job.
It's a different version. Just stay here.
It's
You
okay.
can change. Stay here and listen to what Abhi is singing.
Mom
And then you
and
can-
mom and daughter picture है ना
Oh!
छोटे
Uma.
Abhi, okay, Sai should say.
put your hand put the
అక్కడ రా నువ్వు ఇద్దరు
कहीं करेगा आराम है एक सेकंड स्टार्ट नहीं करना वो फ्लैग कहाँ है
फ्लैग वो अंदर रख दिया गरिमा ने
what is doing
I was lifting his arm and waving around saying,
not that bad man here it's not that bad
I don't know how to put it but I will put it Can
मैं
someone
तो
help?
पीछे नीचे ऐसा लगाते हैं stand
यार उसमें वो इस पे रख दो ना
अभी
Hi. Keep it like this. Say something. Say something.
वो बैकग्राउंड से पिक्चर वीडियो अच्छा नहीं आ रहा है
नहीं आ रहा
without the silver
गोल्डन की वजह से रिफ्लेक्शन आएगा
Okay, he wants this.
तू स्ट्रेट ही कहीं पे रख
नहीं तो दोनों पकड़ लो पूर्णिमा है तू एक पकड़
अरे नहीं हुआ
नो ये नहीं है ना डंडा नहीं है दूसरा
ये डंडा ये भी है इसका है डंडा
डंडा है
डंडे पे लगा हुआ है
हाँ वो भी डंडे पे ही लगा है केयरफुल केयरफुल
Careful.
अरे ये आते क्या
नहीं वो बस वही आ रहा है
अरे यहाँ लैडर पड़ा है बालाजी उठाओ
दूसरी साइड से करो ना कितना मुश्किल
अरे हाँ
दूसरी साइड से करो
उस तरफ से
Yes, he took the engineering course.
नहीं पुश करो उस तरफ से
उसको
पुश करो उस तरफ से
ये पकड़ो भैया
हाँ, ये full coat है। हाँ, ये
पुश कर भाई एंड से
नेक्स्ट संडे बाहर आता है
आ रहा हूँ एंड से पुश करो
I mean, या तो लैडर ऊपर होती तो एक बार को टेंशन भी था यार
अभी
दोनों ऐसे पकड़ लो
जुगाड़ भी नहीं पता। अगर
बच्चों को पकड़ना है।
तो कुछ जुगाड़ करना
बच्चों को
ए साइज गो साइज
साइश एंड आदि कम
आदि कम
कम on आदि कम साइश
अगर जुगाड़ आ गया
ऑरेंज
जुगाड़ एग्जाम में
Okay, what you need to do here? Give that one to Adi.
तब
Adi, बोले?
नहीं वो वाला जुगाड़ अभी वाले बताना चाहिए कि लाइन के
Adi, don't go fast.
नजदीक
రిयल
ఫ్లేమ్
మామూలు హెయిర్ కాదు మంట కనిపిస్తుంది అవి ఫేస్ మనం
Now you know what to do, right?
స్పెషల్ ఎఫెక్ట్స్
Don't go in.
అది అంకుల్ చెప్తున్నారు
Okay, don't go in front of.
हाँ अच्छा है वो इसको सपोर्ट आएगा नीचे उसका
उसको खड़े रहने
What you need to do, right?
मैं तो उसका
लहरा नहीं पा रहा
Okay? ये हिलाना है या नहीं?
नहीं नहीं आई थिंक स्टेबल रखते तो कि अभी के फेस पे आ
Dude,
जाएगा
we are not running up.
Just stand. Stand.
hold it just hold it
Just hold it.
Okay, you just hold it. Hold it.
just hold it
Saish, hold it.
hold it Saish put it down and hold it
No, hold on.
ये this thing is picking it
और ये Saish को इस तरफ रखवा दो
don't
Saish
move
keep
it
it like this
Saish.
keep it across
Voice
like that
इसे टेस्ट अभी टेस्ट माइक टेस्टिंग नाउ
Okay. ठीक है? ठीक है अरविंद?
చెట్టు దగ్గర ఉన్నాను నువ్వు యార్
Look front.
say 1
You look front.
I say 1 2 3
राम 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 नाम तारकं राम कृष्ण वासुदेव भक्ति मुक्तिदायकं राम 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 नाम तारकं राम कृष्ण वासुदेव भक्ति मुक्तिदायकं जानकी मनोहरं सर्वलोकनायकं जानकी मनोहरं सर्वलोकनायकं शङ्करादिसेव्यमान पुण्यनाम कीर्तनं शङ्करादिसेव्यमान पुण्यनाम कीर्तनं राम 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 नाम तारकं Ramakrishna Vasudeva Bhakti Muktidayakam Veerashura Vanditam Ravanadinashakam Veerashura Vanditam Ravanadinashakam Anjaneya Jeevanama Rajamantra Rupakam Anjaneya Jeevanama Rajamantra Rupakam Rama 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 Nama Tarakam Ramakrishna Vasudeva Bhakti Muktidayakam Rama 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 Nama Tarakam Ramakrishna Vasudeva Bhakti Muktidayakam Ramakrishna Vasudeva Bhakti Muktidayakam Bhakti Muktidayakam.
Good job. Awesome. You did fantastic. Good job. You have one more? You have one more to sing. You have one more to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get ready. Here's one more song.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
In there. Correct.
Hey, slowly.
Next person, keep
Keep it down. Keep it down.
Abhi, yeah. Focus.
Okay. Adi and okay. Adi and Sai.
Sai next is good.
Stand here.
కొంచెం డ్రామాటిక్
We had 1 week. We did not.
Ready?
Adi and Sai. When the song ends, then you are wearing. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that was good one. Yeah. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ramachandraya Janakaraja Manoharaya Mamakabhishtadaya Mahitamangalam Ramachandraya Janakaraja Manoharaya Mamakabhishtadaya Mahitamangalam Kosaleshaya Mandahasada Saposhanaya Vasavadi Vinuta Sadvaraya Mangalam Charukumopeta Chandanadi Chachitaya Harakataka Shobitaya Bhuri Mangalam Lalita Ratna Kundalaya Tulasi Vanamalikaya Jalada Sadasha Dehaya Char Mangalam Devaki Suputraya Deva Devottamaya Bhavaja Guruvaraya Bhavya Mangalam Pundarikakshaya Purnachandrananaya Andajata Vahanaya Atula Mangalam Vimala Rupaya Vivida Vedanta Vedyaya Sumukha Chitta Kamitaya Shubhra Mangalam Ramadasaya Mridala Hrudala Kamala Vasaya Swami Bhadra Girivaraya Sarva Mangalam Swami Bhadra Girivaraya Sarva Mangalam Swami Bhadra Girivaraya Sarva Mangalam.
Good job.
Jai Sri Ram!
Jai Sri Ram!
Jai Sri Ram!
Jai Sri Ram!
Great job.
Anshu,
come on. Adi, come here.
Stand there. Anshu's coming. Mike will
Stand there.
Next time, focus, okay? Look at camera.
Stand there. Stand there.
Listen. Only look front. Don't
నుంచోబెట్టు మళ్ళీ
భారతి నెక్స్ట్ కదా
He is singing not that song, Nana. He is another song. You prepared one more song, right? No.
check.
నువ్వు కింద చూడకు.
లైవ్ ఉంది కదా కనెక్టింగ్ టు చాట్ మేబీ ఇంటర్నెట్ నాట్ కనెక్టెడ్
Look front.
Need to start.
వస్తుంది వెళ్ళిపోయి ఎనబడిపోయి ఉంటుంది చెవుల్లో పగిలిపోయి.
బాలాజీ ఏడి? Oh, you are here, sir. Sorry.
Where is your pocket? Do you have a pocket?
No, it's too big.
డ్రైవ్ అండ్ ఆల్
Too big. No, too big for the pocket.
Is it good?
స్లో ట్యూన్.
Okay, manchi vada.
Okay, guys. Abhi, put it down.
Put it down, Abhi.
Not like this.
Anshu, say mic check, mic check. Anshu,
Like that.
say mic check.
And when you hold it, the ram should be open.
Hey, it's okay, Balaji. नहीं, no.
ముందరండి రా.
Hold it like this. Sai. Just hold it like this. That's it. It should not in between what's happening, right? You are
Too far, yeah. Abhi,
But what if it bounces?
Saish, little bit inside.
You can't be careful. You can, right? So listen to me, both of you. You guys are
Saish, scoot inside.
during the song, right? You are bringing the flag to your face. No, put it like this. Okay, outside, and always look front. Not to your mommy, not to uncle, not to Adi, not to anyone. Okay?
Only Arvind Mangal.
Just look front.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Please quiet, please. Start again. One second.
एक सेकंड रुक जाओ मैं पहले वो अरविंद
When do we start waving?
At the very end of the song.
Sorry.
Our uncle will tell.
Yeah, ready?
एक सेकंड परफॉर्मेंस हो रही है तो मैं वो भेज दूं लाइव लिंक भेज दूं एक्चुअली वो इंटरनेट बंद हुआ था ना
Live वाला कैमरा. Rockstar. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Vama, 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 Nama Tarakam, Vama Krishna Vasudeva Bhakti Mukti Dayakam, Vama, 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 Nama Tarakam, Vama Krishna Vasudeva Bhakti Mukti Dayakam, Janaki Manoharam, Sarvalokanayakam, Shankaradi Sevyaman, Punya Nama Kirtanam, Vama, 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 Vama Nama Tarakam, Vama Krishna Vasudeva Bhakti Mukti Dayakam, Vishwa Vanditam, Varvanadinakshakam, Anjanaya Jeevanam, Vajamantvavupakam, Vama, 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 Nama Tarakam, Vama Krishna Vasudeva Bhakti Mukti Dayakam, Vama, 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 Nama Tarakam, Vama Krishna Vasudeva Bhakti Mukti Dayakam.
Good job, Anshu. Good job, great job.
That's it, guys. That's it.
Anshu, super.
Next time, ignore.
Hey, Usha.
Great job.
Next
Now you're singing. Same.
Hey, surprise. Next performance.
Oh, the song name is Surprise.
No laughing in between, okay? No laughing. Okay? Will you laugh?
మధ్యలో డాన్స్ కూడా వేయాలి ఓకేనా మధ్యలో కొంచెం డాన్స్ కూడా వేయాలి ఓకే
Yeah, you can.
సాంగ్
Guys, go.
మమ్మీతో చేరాలా కిందనా
అరే కూర్చుంటే డాన్స్ ఎట్లా వేస్తారా
You want to sit down? Or no, you can stand. Make him how he has to stand. Sit. Not on the floor. Like that. See how is Abhi sitting?
Come closer.
గట్టి చెప్పమ్మా.
Okay.
Mic test.
Usha, put it here.
नहीं इसको पकड़ने दो है ना
Okay, okay.
लेटर कम अंशु स्कूटी
మైక్ పని చేస్తలేదు భయ్యా
మైక్ కొంచెం వాల్యూమ్
No, increase the volume.
తెలియదా తెలుసు అక్కడ పక్కన
On top there is a knob.
Ani, do you want to change?
Guys,
హలో
First picture, guys.
స్పెషల్ సర్ప్రైజ్
Silence, okay?
okay
And
everybody.
he is still learning this song, so excuse for any mistakes.
Sure. Okay, both of you. Anshu, look up, look front.
ఓకే రెడీ
अच्छा चले मारे.
అది క్లోజ్ అయ్యి
2 3
देख के सारे डेंजरस या फायर
Bye.
సూపర్ వాడుతున్నారు
Please, please.
నువ్వు స్టార్ట్ చేయి పాడతాడు
1, 2, 3, go. దేవరాజ సేవ్యమాన
పావనాన్ని పంకజం యాయన సూత మెను శేఖరుతు పాకరం నారదాది యోగుదంద వందితం దిగంబరం కాశికాపురాది నాదగాల భైరవం భజే పానకోది భాషణం పవన కంప కంపనం నీలదంత మీచదాత తాయ కంపిలోచనం కాల కాలం బంబుజాక్షమక్షశూలమక్షరం కాశికాపురాది నాదగాల భైరవం భజే శూలదంత పాశదంత పాణి మాదికాదనం శ్యామకాయ మారి దేవమక్షదంత ప్రాయం భీమ వక్రోటదండ చిత్రతార వక్ర్యం కాశికాపురాది నాదకాల భైరవం భజే ముక్తిదాయకం ప్రశస్తతార విగ్రహం భక్సవస్త్రం శ్రియం సమస్తదోష్ నవిగ్రహం ఎక్వనం మనోభయం కింకిణిల శక్తి కాశికాపురాది నాదకాల భైరవం భజే ధర్మసిద్ధుకాలకం ధర్మనాథనాశకం ధర్మపాశమోషకం పుషణతారకం విపుం స్వనవనకే ప్రశాపశోభిత నిర్లర్ణ కాశికాపురాది నాదకాల భైరవం భజే రత్నపాలుకాయకనాథనాథికం నిపమపతిమిష్ట దేవరాజనంజనం నికమవినాశనం రానందభూషణం కాశికాపురాది నాదకాల భైరవం భజే అత్తహాసబింబం జానకోస సంతతిం చిష్టపాతనిష్టతాప జానకోత శాసనం అస్థితిదాయకం పపాలమాదికాదనం కాశికాపురాది నాదకాల భైరవం భజే బుద్ధ సంరనాయకం విశాలదాయకం తికాశలాతియకం పుణ్య పాపశారికం విభుం నీతికారణో వినోబరాధన గగత్పతం కాశికాపురాది నాదకాల భైరవం భజే కాల భైరవాష్టకం పతంతి ఏ మనోహనం నామమభిజితతారవం కాశికా
శోకమోహదైర్యోగకోపతాపనాశనం
దేవ్రయాంతి కాల భైరవాసి సంతిదంతవం దేవ్రయాంతి కాల భైరవాసి సంతిదంతవం
Again. Deprayanti kala bhairavavi sannidham.
చాలా లైన్స్
I think just first word and then like he was doing it.
చాలా లైన్స్
Good job, Adi. Keep it up.
Also halki aaj ka bawa de
Adi, now you deserve M&M.
You can stop now. No one's recording.
remembering you. What did you do?
यही सारे लोगों को देखना है आपको।
Put it in the corner.
चारों
There's not another performance. Put it in the corner.
Ani, Anaya, एक बार आओ, आरू, एक फोटो ले ले यार। Careful. Arvind. यहाँ पे आ जा.
मैं लाइफ टाइम मेंबर से
Not touching, okay?
बेटा मेरा बोल
जय श्री राम. He was good. जय श्री राम.
So lot of gas Can I do too? Can I do as well? Huh? Can you tell me how to do? What? That's it? Slowly. Like this. You're hitting me. You take this one. You take this one. Okay. Ready? See, it should go fully like this. What you want to do? It's not called trying again. I want to do it. See, you're going too far. Wait. Wait. Let her do it. Come here. Just watch out each other. Come here. You can go again. आप लोगों का तो कुछ नहीं है. मम्मी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल all the heater right Okay. Figures of quickly quickly, this is only for kids. Just let all the kids settle down. Okay, all of you kids, just sit down. Oh, मेरा Mac. सबका होना है वीडियो. अरविंद को बोला है. Just remember. वो ना हम लोग इतना 8 है ना. डंडे हैं उतने. 5 6 I don't know. एक PVC पाइप है वो छोटा है बट हम लोग कर लेंगे. I don't know. 7 तो कर बना दो. 7 ऐसे भरेंगे. बैकग्राउंड मस्त है. Good job, Adi. Amma brought it today morning. Good job. Sir, good job. Balaji sir, I is still confused. It's all done? No, sir. I have one more. Oh, you explain, right? Explain. I'm taking a picture. Explain. Hey, Sana, can you give it to him? I mean, we're planned it. So why short? Oh man.
Yeah, Gauro dance.
Picture.
Oh, yeah, God, what are you gonna do?
Picture चाहिए.
उसने ले लिया उठा के.
was asking you.
Oh, maybe
It is not going as one picture.
size come. Not going as per the choice. You had to correct the choice. All families, other families.
Usha.
లిస్ట్ పెట్టా అదే పెద్దది
Krishna, Bharati.
Yeah, Hilamat no blood report is na.
Jacket is face.
Alle tinta irukandi. We'll relax. We're doing the next one.
Family pictures. Family pictures.
Thank you.
Group photo తీసుకుందాం.
Family photo.
Group photo too.
Group photo coming. Family photo coming.
फोटो है ना हमने कौन सा उसके लिए भेजनी है किसी शिवा वो लोग हाँ केयरफुल एंड शिवा यू हैव टू वॉच अगर वो ऑफ हो जाता है ना तो उसको वहां से बंद करना रहेगा पीछे से
Otherwise it will be like leaking the
हाँ वो गैस लीक करता रहेगा वो
क्या
नहीं अगर वो ऑफ हो जाता है गलती से
ऑफ हो गया तो बहुत डेंजर है कुछ वाल्व है
आई डोंट नो बालाजी
आगे
अब क्या हो रहा है हाँ अभी बालाजी इज स्टोरी You have to go? No? Did you eat? Hungry?
Oh yeah, wait. You want to be part of the family? Go for it.
1, 2, 3.
K. Abhishek is K.
Balaji go.
All are a family. What is that? No,
Maruti.
Abhishek is K, right? Doesn't it?
अरे कृष्णा किरण फोन मारते हैं
What is this? Set to heater. Close to the heater.
Ready, 1, 2.
Let's go.
Okay, gloves is okay na? He was wearing gloves.
Let's go.
Where is Vishnuda?
Pick up, come on.
Throw it here.
Guys, be careful.
Ready? సార్ ఓకే అభిని మధ్యలోకి వెళ్ళేసి మీ అందరు డ్రెస్సులు డ్రెస్ పడతలేదు రెడీ 1, 2 నెక్స్ట్
ఉషా అయిపోయిందా ఓ కృష్ణ నువ్వు వెళ్ళు కృష్ణ బాగుంది ఆరెంజ్ వేసుకున్నావు
నేనండి
Thank you, sir.
నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్యామిలీ మారుతి ఒక్కదాని తర్వాత అక్కడ రావాలి నాకు ఒక చిన్న వెళ్ళండి
చారిక
శివ అంచుగాని అంచు
రెడీ మోక్ష డ్రెస్ మార్చేసుకున్నా
మోక్ష డ్రెస్ మార్చేసుకుందాం
అంచుగాని వాడి దిగలే కదా
1, 2, 3
అంచు కమ్ హియర్ వన్స్ జై శ్రీరామ్
ఒకసారి చంద్రికాని తీసుకోవాలా నేను ఒక్క వీడియో చేయాలి ఆలోచించి
ఒక పిక్చర్ అంట అరవింద్ గారు అడుగుతున్నారు ఓకేనా నువ్వు ఇంకా లాంటి పాడొచ్చు గాడిద యా ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆన్ యూట్యూబ్ పట్టుకో
గీతం పెట్టినట్టు వచ్చేసి యాక్షన్ చేయాలి అగరబత్తి పట్టుకో
సౌమ్య అంటే చూస్తుంది దర్శక చూస్తున్నాడు దర్శకకి హాయ్ చెప్పు అట్టెళ్ళు చెప్పరా నుంచి చెప్పాలి చాస్నిక ఇక్కడ రా ఇట్రా ఇంట్లోంచి చూస్తున్నాడు
నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్యామిలీ
మాదే మాదే అంచుదా పూర్ణిమ కిరణ్
సాక్రిఫైస్ ఆయన బ్యాచిలర్లే
అయ్యా అగ్రత ఏమి లేదు
ఆ మోషన్ లేదా ఆయన తీర్చుకుంటాను
ఆల్రెడీ దిగినా
ఫ్యామిలీ పిక్చర్ ఉందా రెడీ 1 2
బాగానే వస్తాడు అక్కర్లేదు गरिमा दिखेगा क्या? अच्छा गरिमा पूर्णिमा
अरे गौरव है आपका हो गया फैमिली को हो गया वर्टिकल ना कहते ना होता ना లైట్ అట్లా వస్తుంది అక్కడ భవిష్యం కదా
Nothing. There's nobody, so I'm just pretending there's an earthquake.
YouTube will blacklist me.
Why?
They won't let me stream anymore.
Uh-oh. Wait, how'd you
That's
get...
mine.
Sahana come.
No, that's not mine.
Raji.
Just keep it like that, okay? I wanted you to take that turn.
అక్కడ కూడా ఒక ఫోకస్ లైన్స్ పెట్టాదేమో
నా దాంట్లో బాగానే వస్తుంది నా దాంట్లో
She gets tired quickly.
ఇది బ్రైట్నెస్ వస్తుంది లేలే సేమ్ పిక్సెల్ ఫోటో వేసిన తర్వాత సేమ్ ఉంటుంది బ్రైట్నెస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది అంతే ఫోన్ బ్రైట్నెస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది బ్రైట్నెస్ ఎక్కువ పెట్టాం మోడల్ ఎక్స్ట్రా బ్రైట్నెస్ తక్కువ చేశారేమో అనుకుంటున్నాను ఫోటో క్వాలిటీ ఒకటే
నాకు అప్లోడ్ చేసేప్పుడు మా వైఫ్ మాకు వస్తారు కదా మీరు అప్లోడ్ చేశాక మాకు రెజల్యూషన్ వస్తుంది
This is you, right?
अरे एक गौरव
ఇటు 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 దిస్ వే
अच्छा है रे वो
नहीं, या तो फ्लैग के इस साइड हाँ?
नहीं ऐसा जाओ ना
या तो फ्लैग इस साइड आ
निकालता हूँ जाओ हनुमान हनुमान
एक सेकंड या तो इस साइड या उस साइड तो डेंटिस्ट के पास जाना पड़ेगा
स्माइल हाईलाइट पेन
अरे नहीं नहीं आई भाई वो हंसती जा रही है यार मैं बोल रहा हूँ डेंटिस्ट के पास जाना पड़ेगा
बहुत बेट कर रहे
कोई नहीं बेट कर रहा
काम नहीं कर रहे
ఎప్పుడు
మీరు దిగారండి ఫోటో రండి
లైన్లో ఉన్నారు
చాలు చాలే
అసలుకి రాలేదు
Now I can't see.
Kiran. No, just see the picture.
See the
Old picture, previous picture. మీది రావాలి ఇంకా
Okay. मैं वही तो कैप्चर करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, आ नहीं रहा था नहीं है 3-4 है फोटो
शेषु रणनी पोर्ट्रेट में लगाया तू ये गौरव पोर्ट्रेट में डाला कैसा है ये
नहीं पोर्ट्रेट नहीं है ये नॉर्मल है पोर्ट्रेट अगर होगा तो पीछे ब्लर कर देगा
अच्छा है
एक्चुअली लाइट्स साइड
आजा शेषु जाने का
बोलो श्री राम क्या चाहते हो मेरे को नहीं
Ready, 1, 2. ఈ యాంగిల్ బాగానే వస్తుంది ఫోటో రెడీ 1, 2 क्या जो बन जाता है అది సైడ్కి వస్తే బాగుంటుంది
नॉब स्पिन करना है
ఫస్ట్
डैडी खाली नॉब स्पिन कर दो
all family is done right
every year ఉంటుంటే మనకి every time
क्या है वो क्या बनाया रोमांटिक पिक्चर ऑरेंज फूलों का दिन है ना जाने के नाम
Seshu is basically saying okay, go, leave guys. Let's go. No, selfie has its own fun. Okay, selfie has its own fun. I'll take one more of you. Hold on. Here, give me a phone. Seshu, go there. This is वाला song है ना? Video off. Video off.
Okay? Get them in actually.
Bharat Mata.
Okay? I will exchange the photo. I'll show you. I need to get Garima, then you take my pictures. No, I don't need that. I already have that. I'll show you. But the old picture?
Without me.
Without you. Adu bittu.
So this one is right. This morning actually I was looking at बालाजी बालाजी आप इधर आओ सुजय कम फ्लैग छोड़ दो किरण you get put I'll take all one quick picture so kids not needed jump
You want me to call you?
no one at a time don't call everyone
I think Arun called
सुनो बिल्कुल थोड़ा थोड़ा ना बिना सलमान जी सुन जाते Okay. Smile. Okay. You come. Get
प्लेलिस्ट शेयर किया था ना वो कहाँ पे है?
Gaurav, take one picture like this.
1 second. नहीं यहाँ नहीं भेजा उसी में नवरा में भेजना निकाल के Okay, Kiran. From same place, Kiran.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust a little bit so that Sita नहीं rectangle angle.
You know this, right? RSS के
Yeah. The beats will say I can understand. The beats. They'll lose that audio.
3x. Huh? 3x. Is coming from this far? Yeah, Gaurav. So the one that I
अच्छा लाइट बंद करके अचानक क्या ऐसा?
हाँ?
Okay.
हाँ लाइट किस तो करना?
एक second.
फेड है
You have to go all the way behind to the wood and only you guys.
प्रचंड बोल मस्तकों के झुंड आज चंद्र की घड़ी की तुम हार दो
Actually, with the light is good. With the light is much better.
प्रचंड बोल मस्तकों के झुंड आज चंद्र की घड़ी की तुम हार दो शान शान या की जान लाओ दान आज धनुष के बाण पे उतार दो
3x, okay? And don't take all the way. Just see now you are getting to the same You get Purnima also. See, this one is coming. Yours also, right?
हवस नहीं किसी पे
This year? Last year? This year
नहीं, last year.
This year का है?
This year 2024.
वो बोर्ड इतना बड़ा है ना? नहीं बालाजी वो क्या कह रही है 24 आ गया this year का अभी आने वाला है संबंध सब चेंज नहीं हो रहे
One time you remember I asked him where are tomorrow's pictures. One time I asked him where is yesterday instead of saying yesterday I said tomorrow. Where are tomorrow's pictures? He was like picture I cannot say.
अभी बाहर है अरविंद को ट्रेनिंग होती है चलो हाँ वही
Camera good. Oh, this is nice.
Mic का
Mike Balaji.
You're not eating?
Balaji will eat after. Balaji will eat after the presentation. So see you. Okay, let's see. Music. Oh no, she's also.
I'll make.
She's also.
Nice. अच्छा था मूवी नमकीन लगे
अच्छा एक मिनट बस हो गया
I had to. That was like you like brought it up.
हाँ करो ना मिरर.
ऊपर मिरर वाला ऑप्शन नहीं है ना स्क्रीन मिररिंग वाला ऑप्शन है बंद है ना यही है ऑन नहीं एक मिनट रुको
I like you so much better.
They're not superior to equal rights. But that's what they think. In reality, it's very equal rights. And feminism is just trying to...
Okay guys, all of you. Balaji, can you move this side and focus on this side? Interaction time, not movie time.
Hey, don't grab me. Oh, shit.
Okay, all grown-ups also. All have to focus. Pay attention.
Hey Balaji, you posted to Coursera? Udemy.
और आया नहीं अभी
आ जाए हैं
लॉफ्ट टीवी दिखा रहा है
Hey guys, who's playing?
फोटो दिया
Where's the phone? Is that the one that was playing?
ఇంట్లో సోనియా ఫోటోది ఫోటోషాప్ చేస్తారు
Adi. Guys are sharing the same blanket. Oh, I see.
I finished before you.
Wi-Fi उसी पे ना और आना चाहिए.
I think it would be easier to eat a grain of rice.
Okay. I think all. Okay, guys. Can you hear me? Okay, guys. While Gaurav is working on this, I'll not go that side. क्या हो रहा है? Okay, can you all hear? I don't need to yell then. So, all grown-ups, please settle down. It'll be a nice session. Settle down. We'll have some fun. Okay. I have a question first for the kids. Why do you think we have a servant here? I know you know it. Okay, we'll go one at a time. I'll go with you first. Uh-huh.
That was where Lord Rama was born.
Uh-huh. So that's the thing. So new temple. Okay. What else do you know about it? What else? Shush. No teaching, no prompting. What else? Okay. You go. I'll go to you next. What else do you know about it?
I saw that.
సరిపోదండి ఇంత పెద్ద
Anyone else?
Coming together because the rebuilding of
No, Uttar Pradesh.
It was destroyed by the Mughals.
That's okay. Yeah, we'll get to that. You know a little more. Yes. Anything else? Okay. So, you were right, Moksha. Your voice. Only you. Only you are being heard. Anyways, Moksha, you're right. So, it's a new temple that's been built. But why is it we build so many temples everywhere, right? Why is it we have to do all this?
Because it was where
Lord Rama was born? Is that the only reason? Okay, we'll get to that in a moment, okay? So the whole purpose of this discussion, and I ended up putting together a little PowerPoint so that it'll be a nice little refresher of Ramayana too, right? Yeah. So it'll be a nice refresher of Ramayana. It'll go very fast. I'm sure you all know the story to some extent. You might know some parts of it. You might not know the other parts of it. So just pay attention, okay? We'll go through the Ramayana side of things fairly quickly. And then once we're done, we'll probably go through some interesting aspects of it. Okay? I think that's where, remember my sessions? Where we used to talk something about what our Puranas said, but then I would pull you back and tell you what is currently relevant. And that was the part you guys were enjoying the most. And you always would come and ask me, can you give us those little scientific facts or something that comes close to science? There should be something like that. Okay? So, anyways, your parents were not part of any of my sessions, so today they will be, right? Okay. Alright, yeah, go for it. So, that's enough. Do you know who this person could be? Okay, go for it. Is it Brahma? Okay. It's not Brahma. Oh!
Teacher.
More people. You know that. So I'll hold you off. No, I'll really have to ask you because you raised your hand. No, Kiran raised his hand.
Joke just
joke.
Maybe Valmiki. No,
not Valmiki. Not
because it's about Ramayana. I'm thinking it's
Uncle
Valmiki.
doesn't like jokes in his
No, you're right. Yeah, he's right. I don't like such jokes though. Right. But this is Valmiki.
Valmiki, what is doing in the water?
He's sitting on a lotus. Yes. No, it's not Valmiki. It's Valmiki. That's the name of the division. Okay? It's got nothing to do with Mickey or Walt Disney. Right?
Hey!
Okay. Enough. Let's circle back. Okay? So, he was the author of Ramayana. Okay? He wrote the Ramayana Mahakavya, as what we call it, which means a mega poem or a mega epic that happened on planet Earth. And it has big 7 parts. So if you were to study Ramayana, it comes in 7 parts. It's the life of Rama. It's been divided across 7 different parts. We call it Kand in Hindi, or Kandam, or Kanda in some of the southern languages. There are 24,000 shlokas within Ramayana. When I say a shloka would be almost like, here it is all 8-line shlokas. So if anybody is good in math, 24,000 times 8 is the total number of lines that book would have.
You can only go up, you cannot come down.
So the next, I'm sure.
Arav.
Yes, that is Arav. Oh, Arav can tell who it is. That's why I actually left it there. Who is that?
Arav.
Narad Muni.
Narad, that's why they took your name. Because you played the role of Narad.
See, they played so well that they
They still think it is there. Yes. So that is Narad. The reason why I put Narad up there
Now I remember.
is it was Narad who would actually come and tell Valmiki the story of Ramayana in a nutshell. He only tells him in a nutshell. He only tells him in like a few sentences saying, there was this person by name Ram who was born and who does this, blah, blah. And he just wraps it up as a small conversation. But Valmiki ends up writing what we have 24,000 shlokas for that. Right? Now how would that translate? How did Valmiki get to that point? That basically forms the premise or the basic text of Ramayana. So what happens once Valmiki, the saint, is walking in the forest, and then there is a hunter. You want to say something? There is a hunter who actually goes ahead, and there are 2 birds, like crown bird, the cranes, 2 crane birds that are flying up in the sky. And the hunter goes ahead and aims and hits the arrow at one of the 2 birds. One of the birds falls down. The hunter thinks, okay, I got my kill. He comes to grab his kill, but he sees that it's actually the female bird. There's a male and a female. They're a couple. They have chicks. But it's the female bird, the mother bird, that has been killed. And it's the father bird who is wailing, who is crying. And he wouldn't let go of his partner's dead body. Valmiki, who is walking in the forest, happens to see this scene. He gets so moved that he ends up he starts yelling at the hunter. And there is a very famous line in Sanskrit for that. And they say that emotion of a husband missing his wife for so long and becoming almost helpless was the main premise of Ramayana. If you see Ram's story, one of the underpinnings is that family is very important, and your parents are very important, your kids are very important, and holding on to those family values is very important. And then Valmiki ends up writing a big long Mahakavya as a part of this exercise. So that's how the story of Ramayana actually starts. Once Valmiki starts writing, he doesn't realize that he has come up with an 8-line poem without his own knowledge. And then that rush of emotion, what results in him writing those 24,000 shlokas. Okay? That's the premise of Ramayana. I don't know how many of you knew about it, but there's a very famous line in Sanskrit. It says, Yat kramcha mitunad ekavadihi kamamohita. It means, how come you could just kill one of those 2 birds, and if you're that hungry, you should have just killed both the birds. That way the husband and the wife would not be separated. That's kind of what the meaning says. But anyways, so that happens to be, I don't know if you can see it, it's a little up there. It says King Dasharatha. Okay? How many of you have heard his name? King Dasharatha. I know you have. Okay? I'll give you a chance. Go for it. Who's he?
Make up, man. You can stand.
Who is Dasharatha? You guys are discussing. Okay, go for it. You don't know? You know it. Go now.
Okay.
Of course. It says he's the king. You're going to tell me he has a beard and he is a man and whatever. He's not an alien. Go ahead.
Is he the father of Rama?
Yes, buddy. He is the father of Rama. So King Dasharatha happens to be the father of Rama. Okay? And he comes from a very long lineage of kings. And in fact, you will be surprised that there are almost like 36 kings who were there before Dasharatha. And our scriptures, our books have names of each of those kings. All the 36 kings who came before Dasharatha and many more who came after. In fact, Rama's temple, inauguration, whatever, there is a bloodline of Rama too. That family still exists. That's the royal family somewhere. And they are visiting the temple this time. Okay? Anyways, that is King Dasharatha. He had 3 wives. Okay? So, and then he did not have kids for a long time. Okay? And then he goes ahead and somebody comes and tells him, which is his Rajaguru, a saint, who tell him that he has to do a havan or a homa. The one that, remember, we do all the time. Every year, in the last 2 years, we've been doing the homa. So he's been told, you do the homa, you'll have kids, right? Then once he does those homa, of course, there's a much bigger story, like, whom he invites for that homa, and there's one specific person who needs to come and preside over the havan and all that. But once that how homa is done, this individual who's coming out of the flames is Agni. Is apparently what we call as the fire god. Okay? He comes out and he gives a pot of payasam. Okay? So I'm sure some of the ladies would remember that every time there is home, I keep telling we need to do payasam. I keep telling no, we have to do payasam. It doesn't matter what you do, we have to do payasam. So that's the reason why we do payasam for homam, is the signification of this incident that happened. That in each of our lives, let there be a Rama who comes. Right? So that's how it is. So that is the homam that's happening, and he gives the payasam to Dasharatha, who goes and distributes it amongst his 3 wives. He's been told, just give it to your wives, and they'll have very, very virtuous kids. And then, I don't know what happened. Just restart the again. So then they'll have 4, he has 4 boys. Okay, you'll have to go to the documents. No, go here. No, sorry, go back. Go back. Go here. File. Open recent. File. I'll do it. File. Open recent. Just open that. Relax. Open recent. Okay. यहाँ पे होगा ना स्लाइड शो बॉटम पे होगा हाँ I think it's probably so basically then he distributes this thing, and then they end up having 4 boys. His name is Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna, across those 3 wives of Dasharatha. Okay, so that's how Lord Rama comes into existence. Okay, let's move on. Happily playing with his father and everything, but at the same time, he is also a warrior prince. So he has a guru. A guru is a teacher. Yes, go ahead. Amazing. Good question. Good observation. So Rama is, of course, incarnation of Vishnu. That's why he is blue. Lakshmana is the incarnation of Adishesha, who happens to be the snake, who is behind Vishnu, on which Vishnu sleeps. So that's why they are the god forms. That's why they have a bluish tinge. This is Bharata and Shatrughna. They are not godly, they are humans. So that's why they don't have that shade in there. Okay? Good question. Sujani, go for it.
She has a question.
Yes. Arvind, if you can translate it, you have the answer.
If I can.
Alright. Yes. So those 4 kids are enjoying their princely life, or whatever, and then they already learned the scriptures. Now, in this pic, you will see another Rishi is approaching. So that Rishi's name is Vishwamitra. He happens to be doing a havan or another homam in the jungles. Okay? In those days, whenever they were doing homam, the monsters and the Rakshasas would come and destroy them. The Asuras. Who are the Asuras? Arav played. Arav and a bunch of his, you and Krishna and your dad played. Those are the Asuras. They always would come and damage or disrupt the Homam, right? So Vishwamitra comes and asks Dasharatha to send his sons to help protect the Homam, to help protect from the demons who would actually come and throw, mark, or they throw dead animals or anything. If the Homam is happening, they'll just come and throw things and they'll just destroy everything, right? They just find pleasure in doing that. So, and Rama, when Vishwamitra takes them to the forest, he not just makes them do things like protect the Homam, but he also teaches them some of the skills that are needed, like Dharma Shastra and those kind of things. There's a very amazing detailed description of that in Ramayana. And if you see in the last pic, you'd see how Rama and his brother are protecting the Havan from the monsters, okay? From the demons. So that's how Rama's life was. So this, and as they progress through the forest, Rama happens to stumble on a piece of stone in the forest. When he stumbles on a piece of stone, that stone suddenly turns into a woman. Okay? Her name was Ahalya. She had a curse, and that curse could only be resolved by Rama. So, because of that stumbling of a stone, that girl's curse gets released and she becomes a damsel again, or a person again. That's part of Rama's life. Okay? And then the next thing that happens in Rama's life is he comes to know that there's a beautiful princess by name Sita who is about to get married. And back in those days, they had what they call as a swayamvar, which means there'll be a bunch of suitors or kings or whatever who would have to come and display their skills, and the girl would pick one of the most eligible ones amongst the lot. Right? So in that, Rama walks in. He is the most handsome. He's the most powerful, and he also breaks a bow that was given to him by Lord Shiva. Okay? Well, there will be a bow that will be given by Lord Shiva to Parashuram, who is another incarnation of Vishnu. That bow is actually kept in this swayamvar. Rama picks it up. Nobody is able to pick it up. Rama picks it up. It breaks. And then that's how he wins over Sita, and they both get married. Okay? So that is Sita's wedding with Ram. While all this is going on, Dasharath is an old king. He's thinking that, okay, everything is great. I love my son. My eldest son, Ram, will be the prince of Ayodhya, will be the king of Ayodhya. Right? Ayodhya was their capital. But it so happens that one of Dasharath's wives, is being consulted or being told by one of her assistants that if Rama becomes the king, what would your sons get? It's the typical brother thing, like how you would have seen movies like Bahubali and whatever, right? That's probably closest to what you all can imagine, right? It's the same, very similar situation. Someone comes and poisons the mind of this lady, who's the youngest prince, wife of Dasharath. Now she goes back and has a consultation with her husband and says, I don't want Ram to be the prince. I don't want him to be the king. Instead, it has to be my son Bharat who should become the king of Ayodhya, right? But then there's a big long debate. Dasharath doesn't want to agree to it, but there is some compulsion because he has given her a boon that he has to agree to. And because of that, he agrees to send Ram. And she has a condition that Ram should go to the forest for 14 years and should not come back to the kingdom again. Okay? So Ram leaves for the forest along with his wife, Sita, and his brother, Lakshman. Lakshman doesn't want to leave without Ram, so he also goes along with them. Ram is the most loved person in the entire kingdom. He's the most kindest. He's the nicest individual, apparently. And he was a young prince. And they end up going and living in the forest. And it so happens that his brother, Bharat, whose mom was the one who said Ram should go to the forest. When Bharat comes to know that his mom did something like that, he literally bashes her, saying like, no, that was not the right thing to do. And he goes in search of Ram, asking Ram to come back and take over the throne. But Ram says, I've already given my word to my father that I'm not going to come back to Ayodhya for 14 years. So there's no way I'm coming back. Bharat says, what else do you want me to do? He says, I just can't come. Then Bharat says, okay, I'll take a pair of your footwear. I'll take it and place it on the throne, because by then Dasharath would have died, on the throne of Ayodhya. and then I will rule in your name, but I'll never be the king. That's what Bharat says. He's being the most, what we call it, the ideal father. So right after that, there is, of course, they are in the forest. There's a lot of demons that are going around. There's one such demon, a girl demon. She ends up having a liking on Ram. She sees him in the forest. She thinks she can marry him. Ram says, no, I'm already married to Sita, so you shouldn't be bothering me. And it so happens that she says, if that's the case, then I'll eat Sita alive, then you can marry me. That's what she says. And it becomes such an irritation that at the end of it, Ram's younger brother Lakshman, who's really irritated, he goes and cuts off her nose and her ears. That's considered as the worst punishment for a demon. So once that is done, she goes crying to her cousins, who are two asuras. Go ahead, you got a question.
Why is it a punishment when you cut off a demon's ears and nose?
So the reason is, it's a very good question. The reason is, Lakshman hesitates to kill that demon because she is a woman, and killing a woman is considered one of the worst sins to be done. So instead of killing, he only maims her because she was almost about to devour his brother's wife. Okay? So, and then she goes and cries with her cousins. Those two cousins will come to fight. Their name is Kara and Dushan. Those are two monsters. They try to come and fight with Ram, but they all get killed. Go ahead, you got a question. No, those are boys. You see that? Those are men. They don't look like boys. That's okay. So, those two monsters get killed. Okay? And so what happens? This girl is so upset, she starts running to her brother, her own brother, and that happens to be Ravan. Okay? So this was the same character that Abhi played 3 years ago. Remember?
I didn't mean to.
No, that's okay. That's the character you played. That's about it. So she goes to her brother. Okay. Pay attention. She goes to her brother complaining that somebody in the forest did this to him, to her rather. And then it so happens. Stop it again. So you have a question, Saish? No.
Balaji,
so it so happens.
There's a question right here.
You have to translate it.
She's asking me.
So Ravan comes up with a plan to say the only way I can teach Ram a lesson is by abducting his wife, by kidnapping his wife, which is Sita. So for that, they send a distraction, which is an animal. This picture, you see that it's almost at the tail end of it. They send a magical deer, who is actually a monster, who is faking himself as a deer. And he tries to comes in front of where Sita lives. And Sita likes the deer so much, she starts asking for that deer. She says, I need to see that deer, I need that deer. Right? Then Ram says, okay, I'll go get it for you. Once Ram leaves, remember that's a monster. Ram tries to catch it live, he cannot do it, he cannot catch it. He finally fires an arrow. The arrow hits the deer, but when the deer is about to die, that deer has a trick up its sleeve. That's the monster. While dying, he says, oh Lakshmana, help me, and then he dies. When he says, oh Lakshmana, Sita also can hear it. Rama is confused, like, why is he calling for Lakshmana? Well, I'm the one who's killing him, and how does he know Lakshmana even lives with me? But Sita thinks my husband Lakshmana is in trouble. Sorry, Rama is in trouble. She says, Lakshmana, please go and help your brother. Lakshmana says, no, my brother has asked me to protect you because there are many more monsters here. But she insists. So what Lakshmana does, he puts a line on the ground, like that with his arrow. And he says, as long as you're inside this line, and he would have chanted a mantra where he would have done it, no demon can enter this line. Right? And if you cross that line, then the problem isn't you, but as long as you're inside that line, you're okay. I'll tell you. Yep. You have a question?
Serious punishment.
Once he goes out to the line, see, once you go out of the line, you break the power. Spell. Yeah. The back of the house, he would have put a line around the house. That way nobody comes through. But I'll give you another example. I don't know, you guys would have been to India, right? You've seen your front door of your house in India?
Yeah, go.
You have the pedestal in the house. When we do Grah Pravesh, when you all moved into your house, you probably were small. I don't know how many of you remember. Your parents would have done a puja to the actual front entrance of the house. And we put in a lot of, we chant the mantra and everything, and we put in the energy to it. It's for the same reason. So, yeah, actually, thanks Gaurav. Gaurav brought up a good point. Actually, this session is not just a one-way session. There will be questions that will be coming out, and Janaki will be my official scorer. So Janaki cannot answer those questions. No, I'm telling after this session, it's not a one-way session. There will be questions that will be asked. Everybody has to be ready to answer, and Janaki is the scorer. So she is neutral. She cannot even answer. Okay? So don't think we'll look up to Janaki and let her answer the questions.
You made our top performer scorer.
Yeah.
Can it be like a kid's version?
No, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Focus on the story. It's pretty interesting. Okay. So I was telling you about. Okay, don't lose focus. Come on, guys. I'm putting in a lot of energy. Don't lose focus. Right. So I was talking to you about how the pedestal in your house, where you do a lot of puja. I don't know if your parents would have insisted it. They would tell you not to step on it and stand on it sometimes. Especially your grandparents. They say don't stand on it. It's the same indicate. It's the equivalent of a Lakshmana Rekha to your house.
Don't they have that in temples too?
They do. The big ones. It's the same significance. So that's where it comes from. So everything that we are asking you to do, or we follow a ritual or some reason, there's a reason behind it. Okay, there's a question here. Go ahead.
Okay, so how come like
ఇది ఫైర్ కాదు కదా
ఫైర్ అలా అనుకుంటారు.
అక్కడ అదే భయం వేసింది
అక్కడ మామూలుగా
నా చీర అది టిష్యూ కదా
I'll tell you something. It's a good point, but there's another way to look at it. Do you know that for you to use your right hand, your left side of your brain gets activated. Do you know that? For you to use your left hand, the right side of your brain gets activated. It's proven science. Okay. Your right side of your brain, or your left side of your brain is needed for all your basic skills of life. Right? Yes. Temple or your house? Gadapa. That's the same thing. It's the same significance. That it came from there. Like in your house, that's why you don't step on it, because there is an energy there. You don't want to break that energy. Many a times, I don't know if I were to tell you this, you would probably get scared and you might not even believe it. So when I was growing up, when I was like probably you, I had my great grandmother with. I used to live with my great grandmother. When she used to tell me the stories of how it used to be when my great grandfather built a house inside the forest. That's the house we still live in. It's almost like a 120-year-old house. Okay. She used to tell me that after evening 6 o'clock, nobody would walk on the streets because it is a dark forest and there were a lot of evil spirits.
Just move this guy.
I'm not kidding. There were evil spirits. So if you start stepping on that pedestal, you make it easy for those evil spirits to come through your house. That's why we put in a lot of respect. You don't do few things. There's actually, I don't know if you know this, you probably would have seen it. Whenever we do that Grah Pravesh, we take a coin of copper, we take a nail and they put a nail into it. I'm sure Arvind would have seen more now because now that he's selling more homes. You probably would have seen more Grah Praveshams. The nail that goes into the front of the house.
Ani, how do you know? You were like 2 years when we did that.
There's the main reason it charges up the whole place. Akkada oka energy barrier create avutundi. Anyways, okay.
Alright guys, back.
Yes. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, it's a good point. There's another story also associated to that same pedestal of the house. Was where when Hiranyakashipu was killed by Lord Narasimha, he went. Okay, Ryan. Please. So So when Hiranyakashipu was being killed, Narasimha took him in his lap, sat on that pedestal in front of the house, and ripped open his guts. Yeah. That's how. Yeah. Narasimha, Lord Narasimha.
Oh, I don't know him.
You will come to know. There is Narasimha. Next time, Arvind, you take her to Hanuman temple, please show her who Lord Narasimha is.
I did. I saw that.
Okay, only questions, guys. No discussions. Only questions.
Saish, you have any question?
Okay.
Saish.
You have a question? Let us go.
Now he remembers here.
Is Ganesha? He doesn't.
Who? Yes, he was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. You all would remember that. I've given you all that information in the past.
What's the question?
The half human, half lion is Lord Narasimha. Okay.
What's the question?
Anyways,
Sorry, what's the question?
so is Narasimha the incarnation of Lord Vishnu? That was the question. Okay. Anyways, so while Lakshmana is gone, a saint-like person comes in front of Sita's house. Guys, focus, please. Okay?
You should ask questions here.
No. It will come. Those questions will come there. I'm telling you, there's no running away. Okay. So there is a saint-like person who comes and he says he asks for alms or bhiksha. Sita tries to give it behind the line. You see that? She's trying to stay behind the line and she's trying to give it, offer it. This guy says, and he says you're not supposed to give it from behind the line. You have to step out and give alms. Otherwise, that alms is not accepted. Even in our house, we follow that. I don't know how many. In our house, we do follow. Where if we have to give something to someone, either we step out of the house and give it to them, or they come into our house and we give it to them. You don't give it across the pedestal. Same thing. You don't do that. Pedestal is very sacrosanct as long as you know how to make use of it. Go ahead. You have a question.
What's the arm?
Arm. A-L-M. Arm is bhiksha. What do you want to call it? I wouldn't want to call it begging because begging
Donation.
is a very extreme form of it.
Donation.
It's a donation. That could be right. Donation. Of rice for someone to feed. So back in the days, there used to be heretics, probably who don't. Heretic is a person who doesn't sit in who just does meditation and those kind of things. They don't live in a house, but they live on offerings by others for their spiritual presence. Okay?
Abhi.
Anyways, so circling back. Session. Get a question. Arvind, you have a question?
Same topic discusses.
No. You can't do that.
Abhi.
Let's get distracted and I will get distracted. Okay. We'll talk.
Abhi.
It's fun, guys. How often do you get to listen to this? I mean, you all can go home, turn on YouTube, you'll see it. That's a different conversation.
No, we don't see Balaji there.
This is something different. Enjoy this.
Remove it. Abhi, remove it.
Abhi, yes, turn it off. It's irritating.
Yeah, that's it.
Gaurav, you're taking video?
Yeah. Okay, you're on live, dude. We're taking video. Okay, then what happens? As Sita walks out of that line, this individual comes to his real life. He is Ravan, the monster, the demon. As long as she was behind the line, he couldn't do anything to her. Once she comes out of the line, the demonic forces take over. You would have seen many movies, even in some of the Indian movies too. They show that some kind of a line, and you do it. But anyways, so right after that,
question आप ही के पास आ रहा है उसका.
आएगा. इधर के लिए है. So right after that, she gets kidnapped. Sita gets kidnapped. Okay? So while Sita gets kidnapped, she's flying in the sky. She's yelling. She's yelling and all that. There is this big, ginormous vulture who comes to try to rescue her. Do you know his name? Okay, wait. Come on, Vignesh, what's the name of the bird who tried to come himself?
Because it says connect. Yeah, it says connect.
No. Listen to me. He has the answer.
Jatayu.
That's the name of the bird. All right. Circle back. So, right after that, the bird gets injured. Ravana clips its wings, and the bird falls down to earth. And then Ravana is successful in stealing Sita away from Ram. Okay? Get a question.
Why did that specific word come to 6?
That's because he actually is the. So he okay. Jatayu, if I have to give you the details of Jatayu, it's another story by the way. But Jatayu is apparently son of Aruna, as apparently we call. Aruna is one of the Aruna Devatas, who happens to be the consort of Surya. Okay, and there are two brothers, Jatayu, and there's another bird, his brother, and they are known to be some of the sharpest individuals who were traversing the earth back then. Okay, so and Jatayu comes because Rama's father was a very good friend of Jatayu, and they would have helped each other in battles. That's why Jatayu comes to help. Go ahead.
You might want to mention about the vehicle.
Yeah, that's the chariot or the rath. This is not a Pushpak Viman.
It is not?
No.
Pushpak
it comes later.
Okay.
That comes in the end.
Okay. एक और भी है.
Yeah.
एक क्वेश्चन है, जटायु के भाई का नाम क्या है?
नहीं, वो लास्ट में आएगा.
आएगा?
हाँ, आएगा. तब तक ये लोग गूगल कर लेंगे. आपको बोलना नहीं था.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
How Jatayu knows that Ravan taking Sita?
So he's in the jungle. She's shouting.
Sita is screaming.
He happens to. And one of the things, he's a vulture. And if you know, I mean, basically all these birds of prey, they have very far vision, and the vision is pretty strong. Good.
Why is the flying horse taking them?
Yes, that's a representation of some kind of an aerial vehicle that he could use as a demonic power.
Yeah, but how does this horse fly? Magic.
Oh, flies. You could, if a unicorn can have a horn, a horse can fly too.
Santa reference.
Right? But anyways.
But he flew to Sri Lanka at that time.
Yeah. Okay. So it so happens that Ram comes back to find out that his wife is not there. They don't know what it is. Of course, there were no CC cameras back then, so they didn't know, and they had no clue what happened. And Ram and Lakshman, they start looking around for Sita, and they start walking through the jungle. And they happen to, while they're walking, they happen to meet an old woman who's actually waiting for Ram to come by so that she could feed him. Okay? And her name is
Shabari.
Shabari. Thank you. Her name is Shabari. Yeah, go for it. Get it back. No. Her name is Ahalya. She's different. Go ahead, the question.
What did she want to do with Ram?
She wanted to offer him food. And she's an old woman, and apparently she has been living for more than a few hundred years. Just go ahead.
Why did she want to offer him food?
Because she was a very big devotee of Vishnu, and Narad would have told her that an incarnation of Vishnu, whose name is Ram, would eventually come down to earth, and she would have the opportunity to feed him. So she is waiting for hundreds of years for that to happen. And when that moment happens, she is a ripe old woman. She can barely see, and she can't even cook for herself. She has only fruits to offer. And she loves Ram so much that she ends up taking a bite of the fruit. If it's good, she gives it to Ram. If it's not good, she throws it away. In fact, yeah, there's a question.
Was Ram calm while looking for Sita? Like, was he calm, not panicking?
That's a good question. But yeah, you have to read through Valmiki's Ramayana to understand the emotions behind it. Good. Ram would never meet Vishnu because Ram is an incarnation of Vishnu.
He was basically, right?
He was Vishnu himself. But anyways, so after meeting Shabari, they move on. They're still looking for Sita. They end up meeting Jatayu, the dying bird. And the bird kind of tells them that a demon I know that demon who took your wife away, it's Ravan and whatever. And that's about it. And the demon cannot tell where he took. It only tells that a demon by name Ravan took her away. And I tried to save her, but he killed. He maimed me. Go ahead.
How does Jatayu know that it's Ravan?
That's what I'm telling you. That bird is apparently a divine bird. It's born to a god, like the Devatas. If you have seen the video of Samudra Manthan, there's Devatas and Danavas, right? They're the gods. It's one of those birds who was born to, so it's a divine bird by itself. Okay? If I were to tell you that the bird talks, it doesn't happen now, right? It's the same thing, right? And then eventually, the bird dies. Ram and Lakshman, they help cremate the bird, and then they move on, and then they're going through the jungle, and they end up meeting a Brahmin who actually comes down to see who they are, and he starts talking negative about Ram and Lakshman. He's a Brahmin who comes and talks a little negative about Ram and Lakshman. even though Ram and Lakshman is getting agitated, that this guy is talking really bad about Ram and Lakshman. But yeah, he's right there. So, no, there's a Brahmin guy who just walks up and he starts talking to Ram and Lakshman. He starts very negative, and basically he's testing, he's checking who these two individuals are who walked into the forest. And eventually, once he's convinced that these two are Ram and Lakshman themselves, then he comes in his real form, and that is Hanuman. So that's how Hanuman ends up meeting Ram and Lakshman in the story of Mahabharata, in the Ramayana. Sorry.
It's maybe a basic question, but
yes,
Ram is a god, right?
Yes.
Then why he doesn't know that
Where is Sita?
Sita?
Oh,
Amazing.
already-
So I'll tell you something.
He has to play by
This
the
was
rules.
a foreplay like this. It was a kind of, I mean, he can tell it better. So Ram already knew that the Sita and the Sita that went with Ravan was not the real Sita. It was like a soul of Sita. It was like a duplicate of Sita that went with.
I mean, it's a
little different.
So the way
Because
no, it's not a clone per se. So it's a chaya.
Chaya bolte, chaya, shadow.
It's a chaya of Sita, but again, that is in a different plane altogether. You're looking at a different plane. But to answer your question, it's very much like how you don't remember what you were in your previous life. Do you? I don't.
I know, I was human.
Yes, probably.
I mean, it's, to some degree, it was like, if you come to Earth, you have to play by the rules.
You play
There's
by
a
the
rule
rules.
book.
The rules
yeah,
of
you
Karma
can't
will
just
take
go
up.
ahead and, okay, I'm going to finish it up in like next 5 minutes and done.
Yep.
If that was the case, then, the story itself will not start.
Yeah, he wanted to create a story.
He came
Okay.
as a normal person, right?
Yes, he came as a human.
Only thing he wants to teach. That's
Correct.
what it is.
Came as a human. Anyways. So Hanuman ends up meeting. Okay. Fast. Fast forward, guys. Okay. We all could get sleepy. Last benchers.
He's not actually.
No. I'm telling you. If any of you start deviating this conversation, you will have to come and walk through the slides. And these kids will have answered this question. You have to answer this question.
Sorry, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, now Hanuman has already met Ram and Lakshman. Okay. So there is, Hanuman is actually associated with another very strong individual. His name is Sugriv. Sugriv happens to be one of the stronger brothers. He has an older brother by name Vali. And Vali and Sugriv are at loggerheads for a throne, for ruling a kingdom called Kishkinda. Okay? So Sugriv has been kicked out of the country, and his very powerful brother Vali has taken over the entire empire, and he's been kicked out. Hanuman supports Sugriv because Sugriv apparently is a nicer individual and he's a truthful individual, whereas Vali had taken over the country in a wrong scenario, in a wrong situation. So when Rama talks to Sugriv and says, hey, you know what, I'm looking for my wife, blah, 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 then Sugriv says, you help me kill my brother Vali. I would help you to find your wife Sita. And then they go on, there goes a big conversation, and eventually they agree. And when Vali and Sugriv are fighting, Rama apparently takes a position on the edge of the forest, and he shoots an arrow, and then that kills Vali. Go ahead.
How does he know that? Like, don't they look similar to their brothers?
Vali and Sugriv?
Yeah.
You're right. That's a great point. Actually, I cut short that part of the story. Actually, what happens? The battle happens twice. The first time when the battle happens, Rama tries to take an aim, and from a distance he cannot make out who's Vali and who's Sugriv. And eventually Sugriv runs away. And then Sugriv comes back and says, "You betrayed me, Ram. You didn't help me." He says from a distance, "You both look alike." Then what Rama comes up with the point is, he'll give him a mala or a garland of red flowers of a specific kind. And he says, you wear these flowers and go to the battle. That way the one who has the flowers, I wouldn't kill him. I would kill the other one. That's how Rama kills Sugriv. Sorry, Vali. In this, you would have probably this here. This guy doesn't have it, but this guy has it. Anyways, right after that, Rama puts Sugriv on the throne. Now Sugriv has control of the entire army. He says, all right, our next task is to go find Sita. So all these monkeys this is a big army of monkeys with Rama and Lakshmana leading, and they start walking. But eventually they go in all directions, but they have no clue and they don't know where Sita is. All they know is there's this person by name Ravan who took him. But then back in those days, it used to be like he could be on earth, he could be in the Patal Lok or in the Nakshatra Loka or wherever. So they don't know where it is. So they're just trying to struggle. And at one point, all these monkeys, they start thinking that they probably should commit suicide because they're not able to help Ram in his pursuit. And at that point, they end up meeting a bird who's actually coming down there to eat them alive. Can anyone of you tell me the name of that bird?
Jatayu?
No. That's already done. That question is passed.
Jetayu's brother.
Yes.
Sampati.
Sampati.
Sampati. Yeah.
Not Sampati.
Yes,
Sampati is property.
He's a divine bird. He's the older brother of Jatayu.
I didn't even got that word.
And he wouldn't know about his brother's death. And these monkeys would tell him about his brother's death. And then they start asking him questions like, have you ever seen a divine lady being carried away by a monster or a demon? And he says, yeah, I mean, he's old. He's older than Jatayu. And he says, yes, I did see. And he is Ravan and he has taken her to Lanka. That is how these Vanaras come to know that eventually Sita was taken to Lanka. Okay? And then after that, they all have to decide that, okay, someone has to go to Lanka, find out where Sita is, if it is true. Just go and get a question. Wait, we'll get to that. And then eventually Hanuman decides to go flying across the ocean to get to the other side of the ocean to find out where Sita is. And on his way, there is this monster. In this, anybody can tell me that monster's name? I'm actually going to the back row because now that we're deeper and deeper into Ramayana, the character names will start becoming more and more interesting.
Shiva knows it.
Do you know the name of that monster? It's probably
Lankini. Lankini?
No, that's not Lankini. Not Mohini. Make tell me. Yes. Okay, if you don't know, then you have to stay quiet. No, not that.
What is she doing?
She is about to eat Hanuman. Okay, I'll tell you what happens. Hanuman is flying across the ocean and there is his shadow is getting pulled, and when Hanuman starts feeling this tug of energy and he suddenly realizes that probably something is happening, and then he realizes it's a demonic power that's trying to eat him. And then this monster shows up and she says, I'm the ruler of this, I'm the monster, but I'm the ruler of this place. There is no one who would escape without going into my mouth, and this is Ravan's order. And Hanuman apparently is supposed to be the smartest individual, just like how Ganesh is, and he knows how to think on his feet. And what he does, he basically puts himself into the smallest form possible and literally whizzes past her mouth when her mouth is wide open. So that's how Hanuman escapes, but I still didn't get the name of the...
Surasa.
Somebody Google it. Did you? You Google it. It's Surasa. Simika during this thing. Paravatan తీసుకొస్తారుగా అప్పుడు సిమికా బంజన ఇద్దరు వస్తారు అలా ఓకే సురస్ ఆ నోట్లో వెళ్ళి బయటికి వెళ్తారు సిమికా భంజనం చేస్తారు బట్ ఇది కూడా లంకిని కూడా అలాగే షాడో
సిలబస్ అంతా వేరే ఉంది మా సిలబస్
లేదా Okay. Then after that, Hanuman steps forward, gets into Lanka, but then there is a guardian deity. Her name is Lankini. She's the one. She is guarding that place, and apparently she ends up fighting with Hanuman. Hanuman beats her up, and then she comes to her real self, and she then tells that she was a cursed devata, and she had to take a life of a demon, and she would have been told that one day a monkey would come and beat you. That day, just the day that happens, think that from then on, the demise of Lanka starts. In the sense, the death of Lanka, the golden city of Lanka starts. Okay. But anyways, so right after that, Hanuman goes and meets Sita, who's sitting in the Ashoka Vatika, and then he would introduce himself as Ram's messenger or whatever, and then they exchange the conversations, and then Hanuman apparently wants to assess who Ravan is and how strong he is, so he gets himself caught. He could have easily beaten him out, but he gets himself caught. He goes to Ram, he's being carried into Ravan's palace, and he's not given a place or a seat. So Hanuman builds a seat with his own tail, and he sits on a higher seat than that of the king himself. Okay? So that's how Hanuman kind of, beats Ravan in his own game, and then Ravan gets upset. He sets his tail on fire, and then Hanuman uses that fire to burn down the entire city of Lanka. So what's the question? Sorry, is there a question? Okay, what's the question? He could have saved Sita, but that task was for Ram. Ram had already made a vow that he's the one who would take her back. So Hanuman, although he could have easily carried her back very easily, he wouldn't do it. Okay? Next. Yeah, he already burned the city of Lanka. Okay. Now, right after that, Ravan has another brother who actually comes back. I like that.
Yesterday movie. Yesterday movie.
So Ravan's brother comes back. He doesn't like how Ravan is behaving. He comes and he surrenders to Ram, and he says, I could help you in defeating Ravan, and I don't like the way he's doing things. Initially, there's a lot of resistance to take someone like him, but then eventually they agree. And so Vibhishan becomes a part of Ram's team to defeat Ravan. Now, right after that, now there's this big army that needs to go across the ocean. Now, how would they go? Sujan. So they end up building a bridge on the ocean.
Floating bridge.
Yeah, a floating bridge. Apparently, they start putting rocks.
Yeah, watch Ram Setu movie for this.
Yeah, they watch Ram Setu movie. You probably would have get some ideas. You already watched it. And then right after that, the big battle of Ramayana starts. Go ahead.
Do you want to talk about that?
We'll get to that. The Ram Setu.
No. Hanuman ke next one is
Oh, Jambavan.
No. Squirrel.
Acha, haan, Gilehri.
There's a story.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. So, go ahead. What's your question? Let Gaurav talk. Go ahead. I'll take it.
Story? Oh, squirrel ki story. Like everyone was helping Ram to build the bridge, right? So there was like squirrel. Like, okay, I'm not doing anything. What should I do? So what the squirrel will do is she will go to sand, like rub all his back, get sand in his hair, in all over his hair, and then go to the bridge and leave the sand there. Then again he will keep on doing the same thing. Basically, all the monkeys were throwing stones, but the squirrel will only carry so much sand. So, just hold the bridge together.
You need sand to build.
Hold the bridge together. Now, this part of thing that you guys probably don't. Yeah, it's just a squirrel. This part of things probably these guys won't understand, but I'll teach them.
And tell how squirrel got blessed with.
That's what I'm saying. So you probably don't know this part, but then Ram said, "Oh, you are doing a great job, and you are blessed by me." So Ram actually does this to the squirrel. Okay, that's how if you see squirrels in India, they have 3 lines, 4 lines marks on their back.
It is said that it was because of Ram's touch.
Because of Ram's touch.
Every single squirrel has that.
Yes, every single.
So since then, all the squirrels have those marks.
And it's only because Rama is not came here, right?
Yeah, you won't find those things.
Those small squirrels you will not find here.
I haven't seen a
Okay.
Hanuman do what?
Why is it green?
Yeah, in some pictures it has been referred that way. It's just a picture. Anyway.
Different complexions.
Look, this is a squirrel.
Which one?
That's a squirrel.
Next to Ram who's standing, he's a bear. He's a bear.
Ring is even చెప్పలేదు.
Chakawati. Okay. Fine. Fast. Okay. So after that, the battle begins, And then there is Ravana's another brother by name Kumbhakarna, who's woken up after 6 months of sleep. He's actually woken up right in the middle of it. And he's asked to go and fight Ram. And he does go and try to fight Ram, only to get killed in that battle. Of course, Ram is so powerful that they end up killing Kumbhakarna as a part of the war. And then comes the next guy. He is Ravan's second son. His name is Meghana or Indrajit. And he is a very big sorcerer. He has a lot of magical powers, a lot of devilish powers. Using his powers, what he does, he actually uses what they call as a sarpastra, which means an astra that has the possessed power of the snakes, and it makes Lakshmana go unconscious, Rama's brother. Once Lakshmana goes unconscious, it becomes a very difficult thing for Ram to take it, because he thinks everything is happening because of him. And another thing is, Ram would have also said that if Lakshmana doesn't come back alive, then he's gonna self-immolate himself, in the sense, walk into fire, Ram himself. And that's how he would have planned it. And then it so happens that at that point, someone says there is a doctor who could, an Ayurvedic physician who could tell how that there is a medicine available in the Himalayas that can be brought down, that can save Lakshmana. And who would go to Himalayas at that time? It would be Hanuman. So you probably would have seen a lot of Hanuman carrying a mountain.
And imagine this is like happening in Sri Lanka, and
Himalayas is all the way to the north.
India.
Yeah. So, and then Hanuman flies out. He has to identify a specific herb. He doesn't know. He carries the entire mountain. Like how Gaurav carried the whole temple from his top house to this place. Alright. And then finally, after that, Lakshmana is brought back to life and Indrajit gets killed. Now after Indrajit is killed, there's another Rakshas whom Ravan unleashes. He's Ravan's another brother. His name is Ahiravan. He's another sorcerer. Ahiravan and Mahiravan. So he's another sorcerer. And what he does, he has a way of kidnapping people, and he would offer them and kill them as a sacrifice to goddess Kali. So he tries to come and capture Ram and kidnap Ram and Lakshman. But it so happens that Hanuman gets to know about it through Vibhishan. He builds a fortress using his own tail and keeps Ram and Lakshman safely inside. Although even he does it, what this guy Ahiravan can do is he can take the form of Vibhishan himself. And he actually confuses Hanuman, and he ends up stealing Ram and Lakshmana. And then Hanuman gets to know about it. He eventually goes and kills those monsters, right? And then eventually, finally, Ravan has to come to the battlefield, and Ram and Lakshman end up fighting Ravan, and then they kill Ravan on the battlefield. So that's how the war ends. And then after that, this is Pushpak Viman. So Sita, yes, go ahead, you had a question.
According to the last picture, how many arms does Rama have?
Yeah, you might want to count. He has 10 heads. Like 20 arms. 20 arms. Yeah. But anyways, so eventually, Ram ends up killing Ravan. He gets Sita. Then they fly on a very divine chariot, which can fly, apparently. Go ahead. Yes, they do. At this point in the story, they don't. In the future, they do. Yeah. But anyways, after that, Rama comes back to Ayodhya. And then Ram becomes the king of Ayodhya. That is how we say Ram became the king of Ayodhya. Go ahead. It was for a good 11 months or 15 months or something. Okay, now. Yes. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's why we celebrate Dussehra, is when we kill Ravan, and it took 14 days for Ravan to come back to Ayodhya, and it takes 14 days. Now, why have I put this map up here? The whole story that I narrated now, it starts all the way in the north of India. This is where Ayodhya is. And Ram's journey all the way through from Ayodhya, going through the forest, and each of these points have been marked to say all major events happening, and eventually it ends up being in Sri Lanka, That's where Lanka and Ravan was. This is Ravan's Lanka. So these are that's why this is very significant, that this happens to be for an individual who has a history that traverses the entire length and breadth of India. Go ahead.
So where was
11 years. 14.
It's in the Chitrakoot forest here. Dandakar. The most difficult part of the trek. Now, you know what this is? This is apparently a footprint of Lord Hanuman. And it's in Lepakshi.
It trickles water into it.
Lepakshi. In Andhra Pradesh. That's the footprint of Hanuman.
Even if you take the water out, the water still comes continuously.
Actually, one of those things is there in Himachal also.
Huh.
Where he went to get the Sanjeevani.
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
So was that there for like
5,000 years. 7,500 years. 7,000 years.
How many days Sita was in Lanka?
11 or 14 months or some months, he is. Not
asking for the bridge.
This is the actual bridge that we think that was built, and you can still see it. In fact, you know what's a fun interesting thing? The British came to India and they ended up naming it as Adams Bridge. Yeah. They ended up naming it as Adams Bridge, but we always knew it as Ramasetu. And this is the bridge that all the monkeys built, and the story that Gaurav was talking about the squirrels. That's where it happened. And if you look at it, it floats naturally apparently. The rocks are dated to be around 7,000 years. You know the dating of rocks? I'm sure some of you would know what carbon dating is. So those rocks have been carbon dated and they go back to 7,000 years. And then those are volcanic pumice stones. Pumice stone does float on water, but only for some time. But after that, it will have to go in once the air pockets to get filled up. The stone does go into water, but this one does not, unless it's a volcanic pumice. But the thing is, there are no known volcanoes in the mainland of India. So apparently, nobody knows where those stones came from, but that's how they ended up building the bridge. That's in 2008. They brought one of such stones. They just put it in water, only to find out that this stone floats and doesn't sink. Sure. You had a question?
like you know how like they started like building the bridge with rocks?
Yeah.
Like did they like accidentally like put one of those like rocks like
Yeah, they start putting rocks. Apparently, the story goes that they start throwing those rocks and the rocks start sinking. And eventually, Hanuman comes up with the idea that he starts writing Ram on each of the rocks and he starts throwing it into the water and it starts floating. Huh? Uska hai?
Nal Neel.
Oh, Nal Neel. Huh. Eventually. Wait,
Uski
where are you
ek
going?
aur- uski ek aur
You're going
story.
back?
No, that one.
Yeah, oh, you're going back. Yeah.
They start.
Nal Neel are the engineers. Yeah.
Nal Neel were the first ones to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, so that is the thing in Andhra Pradesh. You can still find it. Go ahead. This is the Ramasetu, is what we were talking about. So these are the different points in Sri Lanka that have been identified as points of significance.
This is from.
They're actually using Ayodhya as a very big stepping stone. This whole temple. But anyways, let's move on. So this is a footprint of Hanuman in Sri Lanka. Apparently, this used to be the Ashok Vatika. Yeah. So they do have the footprint there. This was Ravana's palace in Sri Lanka. It's in a place called Sikiriya in Sri Lanka. And there's a lot of YouTube videos if you go to YouTube, and this structure still remains. The palace building.
And they still have Sanjeevani Booty there.
So that lived for 7,000 years?
Yes. It's all been dated. This is all Ravan's palace. Yep. And this is another place. This is called Nuwara Elia. This is where they said Sita was actually held, and this is Hanuman's Ashok Vatika and Hanuman's footprints. And I don't know if you know that Ramayana is apparently popular not just in India but in many other countries of the world. Yeah, you can say it.
Italy, I didn't know about Italy.
Russia. Wait, they have
There is a connection. So I will give you an example. Indonesia is one of the largest Muslim countries in the world, but they do the most Ramayans as compared to, not even India does that many Ramayans. Their airline is called Garuda. They have Ganesh on their currency, right? And if you go to Thailand, their airport's name is Suvarnabhumi. If you go there, you'll see the Samudra Manthan scene.
It's
The
there
big
on the front.
Bhumi airport is a huge Samudra Manthan scene. So there's a lot of connect of Hinduism across these countries. Then the reason why I'm spending so much energy, guys, and making you all listen to this is because you need to know your origins. You need to know your roots better. It's very important. Okay. Good. So the next one was, sorry, go back. Did I miss something? Yeah, these are the different plays. Yeah, can you move next? Oh yeah, this is like they have different names for the same story. They don't always call it Ramayana, but yeah. But the thing is, even today, the king of Thailand, they consider themselves are the direct descendants of Ram, and the princes of Cambodia and also in Indonesia, they all have their royal families, and they consider that their wives came from Sita's family. So they in fact, all these plays are being done as we speak in Ayodhya. All these different countries have